welcome back guys, another Huxley Motorsport video. This one's not so good as the other ones, and we're getting into something today that I was hoping would never happen anyway, but especially this soon. And yeah, so for those who don't know, the engine is toast on this. Annoyingly, just got it finished for our set welding stand at the NEC, and we were tidying it up and getting it ready for a few other things to go on. And annoyingly, even though I strictly asked them not to, and I already had it vapor blasted, I had another intake cleaned up, and I welded up a load of the ports that didn't need doing and all that sort of jobs that weren't used, sorry. So yeah, as you can see, you can probably see where this conversation's going. I cleaned them in intake manifold up, I welded up every bit, smoothed it all up ready, had it vapor blasted clean, took it to the powder coaters. I strictly told them not to shot blast it, because it's something that you would never get the shot blast out of. Don't know why they did it in the first place. And had it powder coated. Well, guess what happened? They got the engine running with the new intake on, which was the same textured black as all the forged stuff and the rocker cover, to kind of match everything, to make it look really trick. Yeah, full of sand, straight through the engine. And to say disheartened is a really bad understatement, just because if I'm honest, I can't afford to have this car anyway. It's kind of a big bonus that I own it, and I had the engine in stock. Now these engines are fetching between 4 to 5 grand, whatever, and it's absolutely heartbreaking because I have not got the money to put into it. So what we're going to do is dig into it. We might as well make some progress with it. So I'm going to rip the front of the car off. I'm going to get all the wings, the panel, spoiler, headlights, bumper, everything off. Jack it up in the air, prop shaft off, gear lever out, gearbox mount off, and start deplumbing it and removing it. As soon as it's removed, this will be the first time this engine's been apart completely. Obviously, if you followed from future episodes, the engine has been apart, but not head and block. So this will be the first time that the long block's been apart. And yeah, so we're going to dig into it and go from there. The only thing I haven't had time to do, and a few people have told me to do, is leak down test it, but we compression checked it, and it's 25 on number 4, 25 on number 3, and then it's something like 75 on number 2 and 100 on number 1. So all the sand's gone down the back 3 bores, all of them really, and it is what it is. So I can't keep dwelling on it, it's just one of them things. Unfortunately for me, it's knackered up the drifting year for me. This is going to have to be shelved because of the race season in general with drag racing. I can't afford to do both, and annoyingly it's just not in my budget to try and get something together. I've had a few people that have offered to help, as in with parts and stuff, so I think before we go anywhere down that road, we'll dig into this, see what's knackered and what's gone, and see what the engine needs, and you'll learn just as well as me the build of this process. But also, please learn from this situation. Do not have internal engine parts or anything like that powder coated, because if you have it shot blasted, rocker cover, it could come down, ruin your engine if you have your intake done. And this is all stuff that I know, and this is why I'm annoyed, because I strictly said, please don't shot blast it. But let's not go into it. Let's dig into this, see how we get on. Okay, so as you can see, got the engine out and made a right mess in here, as per usual. You can't, no matter how you do it, or it's always going to make a mess. I think it's just the way it is. So the engine bay's all scruffy and everything at the moment, but there's my water pipes, if anybody's never seen them before. And so yeah, we'll dig into this, and I think Rusty wants us to dig into this as well. Hey? So yeah, we'll get smashed into this. I'm going to bring a table into here just to take it apart really carefully, and also just number stuff, and just make sure I'm taking my time with it. Get it apart, just in case this engine's going to be rebuilt. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet, but we need to find out what's actually happened inside the engine, so if it ever happens in future for someone else, they'll know what to look for. Maybe, I mean, people might as well learn from my mistakes, I guess. So yeah, we'll dig into this next, and then we'll get from there. But the car's basically all done, apart from that, and please someone buy some of my wheels. I got some SSR Mark IIIs for sale, and I got some Revolutions for sale. Not Rusty, Revolution 5 spokes. So I need to sell some stuff. And if anybody's interested in the KE70 2-door, I got one around the back with a logbook, and I could put some photos in if anybody's interested. So I'm going to leave it here for tonight, and I'm coming back with a fresh day in the morning. Right, welcome back with day 2, and we're going to start getting into this. So the plan is, first we're going to take all the accessories off, so it's a completely long block, and then we'll start taking it out, like taking the head off and everything out, and taking it apart carefully. So I have to be honest, this is the first time I've ever had an SR apart. Personally, I've always had someone build one for me in the past, or I've always ran stock ones. So this is a stock one, and this one, as far as I know, it's got a full history and never been opened, and it looks like it's still got the original head gasket. So that's a kind of a bonus, because if it does need to be rebored and stuff, it won't need much, hopefully, and then you go up to a slightly oversized piston or whatever. But let's dig into it before we get starting to make plans. We get all the intake and the exhaust off. Let's get into it. Right, so we've got all the intake and the exhaust off now. We're going to start ripping into getting the rock cover off. We'll get the cast out and start seeing what's available and what's wrong, and go from there. Right, so that's all the cams and everything out, and everything in there looks really clean still. I mean, it's a bit like mucky in the head, but it will be after the mileage is done, because I think it's done over 130. Like, all the cams look pretty good. You know, there's nothing, no like weird scores on it, and I can't feel anything. Bearing in mind when we first put this engine and we had the rock cover apart first time, it was all surface rusty, so it's obviously cleaned itself up quite nice. So yeah, I've got to make sure I've got the right tool, and then we'll take the head off. Just got to make sure I've got the Allen key tool, and go from there. We're getting there. Oh, really?
And he was literally, he had to get snapped off and he was pulling it off. It looked pretty clean. It looked nice. Turn it.
Right, so we pulled the head off now, and like at first inspection, it don't look too bad. There's a few like scores, but I can't feel anything with my nail. So I'm really a bit confused of why it's lost complete compression, unless it hasn't worn the rings out, but that don't look too bad. And then the head, I had a look at the head, and the head don't look too bad. So I guess now we'll pull the sump off, and I've got to remount it on here because dipstick here put it on the sump. Yeah, we'll check it over. So I'll just turn it over again. If I can do it like even in there, you know, it don't look too bad. So we're gonna have to really dig into this and find out what's going on. So we'll take the sump off, have a look, and speak to Greg at Pro Tuner and Panic. Right, so after taking all this off and taking the cradle off, everything looks fine in there. One piston's full of oil. But there's no like serious crap anywhere, so it's, I don't know, it all looks pretty good. Obviously the block is a bit filthy. I did wipe this a bit here just to see if it came up, and it did. And you can tell this sump's probably never been off. The only thing that has confused me, and I don't know whether this is something wrong, but some of these end caps, that one says 82 that way. That one says 83 facing my way. This one says 82 facing that way, and that one says 84 facing my way. So I'm a bit confused about that. So nothing looks too obvious in the bottom end. Everything kind of looks pretty good. So I think the bottom end might be okay. I will confirm with Greg and see what he says. But the other thing we're going to do while we're here is I'm going to do a trick with the head. Now put the head level on the floor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some brake cleaner in each port and just confirm, make sure the head's okay. Well, we did a bit of a smoke test and we read it was okay when it was in the car. Alright, so let's brim that. And if any of these leak, depending on which ones it will leak by, you'll see. So it will come out the intake port or the exhaust port. So, well, oh my God. Okay, so that's coming out. That's absolutely hammering out. And this one is. Check that out. Oh my God, that's really hammering down. Okay. So, well, obviously we had, this is number 4, number 3. These are 25 PSI compression, and you can see that's why. This one was 75 and that one was 100. Well, that's getting down as well, look. So that's impressive. It's literally, most of it's coming out the intake. Okay, so, right, okay, so this, we might have found our problem. And if it is just the head, that'd be a massive bonus, especially for me, because I am proper broke at the moment, money-wise. So yeah, let's have some thinking here.